For decades now, the VW Polo has set the standard in the small car segment. Well made and practical for everyday use, the Polo has sold well in Germany and in other countries for almost 35 years. The current generation was introduced in 2001. Though it's been given several facelifts since then, most of the technology in the platform is 8 years old. Our tester Mathis Kurat says his first impression is of a sensible car with good road handling qualities and an attractive design. The most obvious changes since the car's introduction are the headlights and the turn signals, which are now integrated into the wing mirrors. A little less obvious, disc brakes are also now standard equipment on all four wheels. Typical Polo is the steep rear hatch. Early Polos were also available as coupes, but Volkswagen stopped making them way back in 1994. On the road, the Polo displays all the qualities one could expect of a fully up-to-date modern car. Our tester says the steering gives the driver a good feel for the road, while the gearbox shifts smooth. He also likes the way all the knobs and buttons are easy to find and reach. All in all, the Polo makes a solid, sensible impression. Though Mathis says he's not very impressed with the materials used in the car's interior, but this is an economy car after all. And a small car should be nimble. With its 10.6-meter turning radius, the Polo passes this test easily, though even the Volkswagen Group sells other cars that do even better. Our next test for the Polo, parallel parking. Here we see the disadvantage of the Polo's relatively high window line, though the steep rear hatch makes it easy to estimate how much space you have left behind the car. In city traffic, the Polo fits right in. But what fits into the Polo? To answer that question, we went to a local beverage store and filled her up. The small luggage space behind the back seat has room for just 3 cases of water. But if we go to the effort of pulling out the headrest, folding the back seat down, and removing the luggage space cover, we can get 20 cases into the little car. That's pretty good. The basic 80 horsepower engine is perfectly adequate for keeping up with traffic in normal circumstances. Drivers who want a little more power have a number of alternatives, including a 130 horsepower diesel or the GTI model with 180 horses. One question remains: is the Polo worth the price? Mathis says the base price of €14,425 buys a well-made, intelligent little vehicle. But when you start adding options, it's easy to reach €20,000, and that's a lot of money for a small car.
Und das ist für einen Kleinwagen wie den Polo dann doch eine ganze Menge Geld.
With the unveiling of the S60 concept, Volvo is providing a sneak preview of things to come in 2010. The midsize sedan is sporty, has a sleek coupe-inspired silhouette, and does without a B-pillar. It's easy to enter the rear. Just press a button and the door swings out and then glides to the rear wheel. The Peugeot 107 has been given a makeover for 2009. The front end reveals the biggest optical changes with reshaped air inlets, and a large chrome strip runs across the front bumper. But the rear remains the same. The 68 horsepower 1-liter gasoline-powered engine is more fuel efficient than its predecessor, burning just 4.5 liters of fuel per 100 kilometers. It will be available in Germany this month. We're riding a 250/2 with a sidecar down the road to Schopau, where they don't make motorcycles anymore. In the 1920s and again in the mid-70s, Schopau was home to the biggest motorcycle factory in the world. Production here came to a stop in late 2008, but the machines made at the factory are still on display at the Wildeck Palace Museum. Also on display, a bust of Jørgen Skaffer Rasmussen, the Dane who established the factory in 1907. Originally, he started developing steam-powered vehicles for the military and then switched to motorcycles after World War I. Christian Steiner spent most of his life working for MZ, the abbreviation for Motorradwerk Schopau. He says he started as a trainee in 1951 and then got hired permanently and continued working here without interruption until his last day of work. He knows every motorcycle by heart, like this rare 350cc shaft-drive boxer model. Steiner says the BK, as it was known, was a top-of-the-line model with excellent suspension and great brakes. It was a pleasure to ride. But there are also more common models, like the sturdy RT 125. RT stands for Reichstyp. 450,000 units were built from 1939 to 1965, more than any other German motorcycle. Millions more were built as copies in other countries around the world. The brand MZ was introduced in 1956, a name that German motorcycle fans soon shortened to just Emma or Emmy. The 250/2 with the sidecar was conceived for families that couldn't afford an automobile. The most coveted of MZs was the limited edition ETS 250 Trophy Sport. The Emma was offered in West Germany by the mail-order giant Neckermann, and it quickly became a bestseller. The trophy model earned its name with its outstanding performance. Christian Steiner recalls that in 1965 the factory team won both the trophy and the Silver Cup at the Isle of Man Tourist Trophy motorcycle race. He says the two MZ teams were the only ones that had no machines drop out of what was called the toughest road race of all time. MZ limited itself to motorcycle classes up to 500 cc's. MZ Enduro models won the International 6-Day Trial 7 times, most recently in 1987. After German unification, the fortunes of the motorcycle producers started to decline. In 1993, the company declared bankruptcy and sold some of its patents to a Turkish firm. Later, a Malaysian enterprise tried to turn the company around. Christian Steiner says MZ was more than a motorcycle company. It was like an empire in the region. He says if it really closes, it'll be a disaster for Schopau and the surrounding areas. But the MZ really has closed. The company's desperate last-ditch gamble with a big bike, the 1000S, came too late to save the factory. Today, the production halls are empty and silent, the end of a long tradition of motorcycles built in Saxony. But one thing is certain, the familiar whine of an old MZ's two-stroke engine will never be silent.